Welcome to Starkville, Davis Wade Stadium on game day, SEC game day, Mississippi State LSU game day, Steve. In September, in this conference, in this corner of the country, it just doesn't get any better than Bulldogs versus Tigers.
It's true, David, and it's been a festive atmosphere. Starkville's been packed for 2 days. We had Bulldog Bash last night. I understand it's one of the better attended events they've ever had. The junction is hopping. The prospects are here. The players are here. Fans are here. It's going to be a remarkable day.
Quickly, give us a rundown of some of the prospects of notice who are attending today's game.
Yeah, just about all of the commitments are here this week. Stephen Guidry is here, and of course Marcus Murphy, Jed Johnson. Really anybody who could get here is here. Jalen Maiden's not here, and a couple other guys that live of some distance away. It was difficult for them to get here, but the Bulldog coaching staff made a real effort to get not only the top prospect for 2018, but for 2019. It's as star-studded a group as we've ever had at Mississippi State. Probably the best group since 2015 when Alabama came to town.
And that's one of the advantages of a 6 o'clock or even later a kickoff. And guys have time to recover from their Friday night game, make the trip, get up here, and just come take in the atmosphere. And you couldn't ask for a better atmosphere than what we've had doing around the junction, doing pregame radio, being around the environs, even just trying to get here. And I was 4 hours early, and still traffic was a crawl getting in here. That tells you something really big is expected at Starkville tonight.
David, I tell you, we had the book signing at the Lodge today. I got there at 9:30. We started signing books immediately. The Lodge has been shoulder to shoulder all day and afternoon. And then when you leave there and try to get to campus, it's almost better to just keep your car parked at the Lodge and walk in because the campus is absolutely packed. Bulldog fans are here expecting to see some history as the number 12 LSU Tigers come to town in an SEC opener.
All right, a few pregame notes as far as we know. Now, we don't have anything official yet, but Corey Thomas has been seen on a scooter with a cast on one leg. So reports we've heard this week appear to be true that he'll be out for this game, but that's yet to be confirmed by Mississippi State officials. Also, Gabe Miles, wide receiver, apparently he has a good chance of missing today's game as well with a foot issue. But beyond that, I don't know of anybody else who really we should check on at this point.
Well, one good thing, David, is at least at a defensive tackle position, you do have some numbers there. Trey Brown has really come on. Grant Harris has come on. Braxton Hoy. So you have some numbers there to play opposite Jeffrey Simmons, who will probably take 2 or 3 of the spots in the rotation. But, David, you did mention we heard earlier this week Corey Thomas may be out for a while. It does appear to be more of a serious variety of injury, but we'll wait for official confirmation of that. So Bulldog fans shouldn't expect him anytime soon. Unofficially, we've heard Gabe Miles probably out today and next week, but should be able to make a return soon.
And do you think there's any chance that maybe a Lee Autry could be activated today for numbers, or do you think there's enough bodies to get you through on the defensive line?
Yeah, I think they're okay there, but this is a battle of attrition with LSU. They want to line up and run the football, especially on the interior, and so that's something that we'll watch today. But I think by and large, State probably feels good about those numbers. You've got a solid 2 deep there, even without Corey Thomas. Of course, you miss Corey as your starter, a guy with great length and athleticism, and a guy that can get off blocks and get in gaps. And that's going to be the name of the game today, David, is gap integrity and being able to force that LSU running game outside.
We spent all week talking about how this is going to be a run game versus defense on both sides of the ball. Mississippi State offense wants to run the ball. LSU offense wants to run the ball. It probably comes down to who can make more plays happen in the passing game as well. And there, Nick Fitzgerald started slow last week, but he knows that. He recovered, and he really wants to make up for his last year's showing in the SEC start down at Baton Rouge as well. Then you're going against a Danny Etling, who by all accounts his arm strength is better now that he's healthy, but still a lot of unproveds in the pass game for both teams.
Well, the bottom line, David, is this is going to be a ball game where whoever makes the big play early will have all the momentum. State had struggled in recent years to get off to a solid start against LSU. They've made some hay in the second half. This crowd is ready to explode. So if these Bulldogs can come out, get a score early, get a couple defensive stops, and then perhaps make some plays in a play-action game, force Danny Etling to win the ball game, and I believe the Bulldogs are in good shape.
Yeah, we agree that whoever comes out and gets those first couple of punches landed, especially if anybody can build a double-digit lead in the first half, you feel like they can just about take care of the game and dictate terms the rest of the way. One other thing I would watch from Mississippi State, place kicking. You can't give away points this week in the place kicking game. Like last year at Baton Rouge, 1 or 2 field goals could have changed everything. State didn't have that opportunity. You know you have the leg in Tucker Day right now. Do you think his head is in the right place to face the opportunity and the responsibility today if State has to get those 3 points?
Well, David, he simply has to be, and this is why you go out and sign an All-American type kicker, is for to come in and kick in big games like this. This isn't Charleston Southern and it isn't Louisiana Tech, and all due respect to those programs, but these are the LSU Tigers. Every point's going to be paramount. LSU has some kicking issues of their own. I was on the radio earlier this week with Matt Moscona and said if it boils down to a kick, they thought it favored Mississippi State. When's the last time anybody's ever said that? So it's going to boil down to that, David, and you're right. You're going to have to make every opportunity count. When you get an opportunity to put points on the board, no matter 3, 7, 6, whatever, you got to do it.
So that's our pregame setup here at Mississippi State, Louisiana State, 6 o'clock ESPN. For Steve Robertson, this is David Murray.